Hey guys, what's going on? 30 books in 30 weeks. Welcome in. Um, I am I'm a mess today. Like I've been in my office literally all day long, and I just realized what time it was. So I wanted to pop in with you guys and talk to you. We're wrapping up 30 books in 30 weeks. So as you guys come in, feel free to share the video out, invite some other folks into the conversation. I really want this week to kind of be a wrap up, and at the end of the week we're gonna have a special giveaway, so make sure that you guys tune in for that on Sunday, because that will be the final day of Hey Lisa of our 30 books in 30 weeks. And I want you guys to all make sure you've stuck with me through this journey for like 9 months already, and so it's time to land the plane, so to speak, and get ready for some other things. And so I don't actually have a book for this week that we're going to talk about. I'm going to invest some time this week going over some key things that we talked about over the course of the last 9 months. And I'm going to share with you guys my personal all-time favorites out of all of the books that we went over and all the books we shared. So as you guys come in, my name is Marcy Batiste. If you don't know who I am America's #1 reality-based success and recovery trainer. I am your ultimate power coach, and I am so glad that you're here joining in as part of the Ultimate Power team. And 30 books in 30 weeks was a personal development journey that we all started kind of together at the end of last year in October, and we took it to the next level for 2018, and we are literally 215 days, 214 days, 30 weeks into this deeper dive on all of these personal development books, where we talk about everything from how to have a crucial conversation, how to overcome obstacles, and a number of other things. And like I said, for the rest of this week I'm going to hit on some of the key points and some of the key subjects that we talked about. I'm going to unveil the list of my personal top 5 books, the must-haves from the list of books that we covered. And I'm almost kind of sad, but I'm excited because this represents the next chapter. And so tonight I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about conclusions. And so oftentimes when people go through things and they've been through an experience together, or maybe they've had a relationship end or something like that, we feel like we have to have some sort of closure, and we feel like everything has to be wrapped up in this neat little box and this pretty little bow on it, and that is symbolic of the conclusion, or it's symbolic of it being finished. And one of the things that I want to share with you guys as we land this plane for this personal development journey is that sometimes looking for the conclusion can be a distraction for you. There's not always a conclusion to everything. Sometimes some things happen simply to lead you on to something else. And so your journey may not be over. There may not be a conclusion yet because it's not time for that. And sometimes I think that we stunt our growth, and we walk away from opportunities, and we walk away from people sometimes, places sometimes, out of fear or frustration or whatever the case may be, because we feel like it is concluded, it's done, or we feel like we have to find that package and put the pretty little bow on it in order to say that it's a wrap. And everything doesn't have a conclusion. And then some things we try and drag out on the opposite end of the spectrum, thinking that we don't want it to end. And so this personal development journey really has been about finding that happy medium. We talked about the finding your butterfly potential when we talked about my last book. That was one of our last books, and that's what finding your butterfly potential is about. Conclusions are simply where you feel safe and protected and comfortable, and you feel like you can operate in the space of your best self, right? It doesn't have to be something that's pronounced. I would look at a number of situations, most situations in life, particularly when it deals with relationships, and say they're not really ever intended to have a conclusion. And my publisher did a tweet about one of my other books about love miscarriage that we covered a few weeks ago. And, it really took me back to the headspace that my lead character, Jenna, was in. When Tony Leo walked out on her, all she wanted was answers. Like, she literally could not move forward without having that brought to conclusion. She needed that answer to find that closure in order to move forward. And what she realized was that that may never come. You still have to board the plane. You still have to get on with life. You still have to move forward. You still have to put your best foot forward, regardless of what anyone else does. And so oftentimes I was thinking about that when I was thinking about this process, this 30 books in 30 weeks coming to an end. And I'm thinking, you know what? This isn't closure. This isn't a conclusion. This is the lead in to something else and something greater. And so I'll be excited to share with you guys for the next couple months. We're going to kind of move these conversations in, and we're going to go a little deeper, and we're going to have some real truth talks. And for the next 2 months, we're going to have some truth talks, because we're getting towards the end of the year, and a lot of people are still stuck where they were at the very beginning of the year. And when they're looking back, they're like, oh gosh, what has happened? What has transpired? Where am I in relation to my goals? And you are exactly the same place that you were at the beginning of the year. And there's nothing wrong with that per se. So don't receive that as any sort of indictment if that's your story, because Lord knows I've done my fair share of overlooking and skipping over goals and missing marks and missing opportunities. The thing that I want to highlight, though, is that the key is, once you realize that you're still in the same place, that it's time to reset. And so we're going to make an investment at the end of the year on like a power reset, and really go take a deep dive into some areas that I know people struggle with. But for the next 2 months, I was thinking about how do we take this journey, and we continue the momentum, and we keep this train moving, and but really hit the points that really are holding people hostage and holding them kind of trapped in their past and trapped to their stories and unable to move forward. And so it's really going to be some real talks, some truth talks, and I'm going to leave that kind of up to you guys to share with me some of your stories, some of the things that have held you up, have kept you back. Maybe not this year, but in the past. Like I said, I know for myself, I've had a history of missing the mark and giving up on myself, and because I know there's another way to do that doesn't have to be the story, then I wanna work with you in partnership and in tandem to make sure that it doesn't have to be your story, that it isn't your story. And so I want to address some of this stuff. I'm not ever one to shy away from the uncomfortable and awkward conversations. So I don't care if it's about abuse, if it's about sexuality, I don't shy away from any of it. So it's going to be really, truly an open door, an open book per se. So when we talk about 30 books in 30 weeks being up, it's now time to open up the book on some really true conversations and be honest about some things that sometimes we're not always honest about. So look forward to that. But again, you guys, if don't get hung up and don't get stuck waiting for something to come to conclusion or thinking that you have to have closure. Sometimes you're going to have to move on. You're going to have to board the plane and take the step forward without the closure, without something coming to conclusion, and without the package with the pretty bow. So that's the message for tonight. Stay tuned for tomorrow night. I'm going to share with you guys some more about truth talks that are coming up for the next couple months. and we're going to go over a couple of my favorite books from the 30 books in 30 weeks. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night. Have an amazing evening, and I'll catch you guys later. As always, thanks for being part of the Ultimate Power Team and for living life on Mars. I'll talk to you guys later.